Yo guys, I think I might have found a unit that deals 720,000 total damage and is also pretty cheap. You heard that right. Today, we are going to be discussing how the new unit, Radiant Monarch, is actually the second highest DPS in the game and is also relatively cheap compared to those other units. We're about to have a banger with this one, so let's move on. Okay, so let's go to Athenic's realm right now. We are going to be testing him out in Infinite because I think this is where he deserves to be tested out because he is an Athenic's unit. Okay, so now we're here and what we're gonna do is we're gonna be testing him out in one of the Infinite game modes here. So if you come over here, we're gonna be testing him out in Pantheon Passage Infinite. Let me give you guys some fun facts about Radiant Monarch and some facts about the DPS units. Right now, I think Radiant Monarch is actually going to be the best secret, the best new secret added in the game. He does have the second highest DPS in the game. The second highest DPS in the game. But Poseidon does have more utility compared to Radiant Monarch, but Radiant Monarch has more DPS, right? But Poseidon does have insane amounts of utility, especially if you get a Requiem Poseidon. You can have a good slow unit with high DPS. So Poseidon's still technically a really good unit, so I think Poseidon and Radiant Monarch are both insanely good units. So I think they're both still equal. But the advantage of Radiant Monarch is Radiant Monarch actually has more DPS than even Dragon Mage and also Poseidon. He has the second highest DPS in the game right behind Lunar Empress, and I'm going to be explaining to you why. So at first, if you take a first look at him, this is level 80 and also evolved. His damage is only 17,049, and by the way, he does have SSS stats. So 17,000 is actually kind of small. A lot of you guys out there might say 17,000, bro, that's terrible. That's dog water. But then you check the wiki for him and you realize that Radiant Monarch actually does 100% bleed damage. Yeah, you heard that right. He actually does 100% bleed damage. So what does 100% bleed damage mean? Well, basically what this means is Radiant Monarch over here is going to do a 100% total bleed damage of his base. So right now, he is going to be doing 17,049 ticks, or 17,049 worth of bleed damage. So the 17,049 is actually times 2. So he's going to be doing around a total of 17,049 times 2, 34,098 on placement. And he's relatively cheap to place, only 3,000. And again, he does do insane amount of bleed damage. So his range is actually kind of bad, which is kind of a little bit of a weakness here, but I think it's fine, honestly. So you guys can see right here, he's doing bleed damage. Okay, you guys can see 4,000 bleed damage. So basically, he's doing 25% of his bleed damage per tick, and he does 4 ticks of bleed damage. So 25% times 4 is 100%. So that's how it works. So that's why you can see that he does do a bleed damage of sometimes 4,000, sometimes 5,000. That's because he's doing 25% of 17,000. Okay, so I actually became a mathematician trying to explain how this guy or how much bleed he does. Because you can see right here, 4,000 bleed damage is actually kind of insane at level 1. So as you guys can see, that's first tick, second tick right there, third tick, and then fourth tick. So 4 ticks of bleed damage. And that's around 4,000 plus. So if you multiply those together, it will be around 17,049. So if you upgrade him and let's say get him to 80,000, his bleed damage is also gonna go crazier. So as you guys can see right there, I saw like 20,000 bleed damage. Yeah, I saw like 20,000 bleed damage. So here, you can start seeing why he actually has a very high DPS. Because 100% bleed damage 100% bleed damage is actually just insane. And the craziest part about this is if you have Crimson Spirit, that's going to add another 50% to his bleed damage. So right here, 20,000 bleed damage, 20,000 again, and then 20,000 again. So 80,000 damage plus the 4 ticks of 20,000 damage. He's doing at upgrade 6, 160,000 damage already. So 160,000 damage at upgrade 6, and again, he's very cheap. If you go take a look at the wiki, he's only around 90,000 to upgrade to max. Right here is only around 98,250 to upgrade to the max level. 98,250. This is Radiant Monarch compared to the 100,000 plus that you need in order to max out Dragon Mage or Lunar Empress. So that's his main advantage. He's cheap. He's not just an infinite unit. He's also a unit that you can use in pretty much any game mode in the game. That's one of the reasons why he's actually so good. So today I'm gonna be upgrading him to max to show you guys just how much damage you'll be doing at max, because it's just absolutely insane. The enemies are actually too weak to even show just how much bleed damage is doing. So yeah, I'm struggling to just showcase how strong he is, because most of these guys are dying before the bleed damage even pops up. So I'm gonna try and move further into the wave. So as you, oh yeah, they just die so fast. Okay, this guy is just too good. He kills them way too fast. By the way, the VFX is also insane. I think the VFX is absolutely insane as well. Alright, let me actually do the computation for you guys. At level 90, which means Limit Breaker Radiant King, Radiant Monarch at level 90, which means you've Limit Breakered him, he is going to do around 240,000 total damage. Oh, it's time to put your nerd glasses on, because we're about to do a bunch of computation. So at level 90, Radiant Monarch with Almighty is gonna do 240,000 damage, right? So 240,000, and since he deals 100% of his total bleed damage, that's 240,000 times 100%. So he's going to do 240,000 plus bleed damage. So if you add 240,000, which is his base damage, and the 240,000 bleed damage that he's gonna do, he's going to do around 480,000 total bleed damage. This is Almighty and SSS stats, and also max level, which means level 90. At around max upgrade, his SPA is... Yeah, what's bro's SPA? Let's see his SPA. Okay, so his SPA at max upgrade is going to be 7.3 seconds. Okay, so 480,000 divided by 7.3 equals 65,753 total damage. So already 65,753 total damage. This is already insane amounts of damage, right? Insane amounts of damage already. He's already doing a lot of damage with this, okay? But if you add the Crimson Spirit, which gives 50% additional bleed, and Demon Overlord that also gives another 50% bleed, he is going to do a total of 200% bleed damage. So let's do the math again. 240,000 his total damage at level 90 with Almighty, times 200%, because you know, all the buffs with Crimson Spirit and Demon Overlord equals 480,000 plus 240,000. Okay, let's just speed this up right here. Equals 720,000. So this is going to be his total damage if you have Crimson Spirit and Demon Overlord. If you divide that by 7.3, which is his SPA, he's going to have around 98,630 total DPS. This unit is absolutely insane. 98,000 total DPS, and is so much cheaper than both Lunar Empress and Dragon Mage. So right now I don't have Crimson Spirit on him, and I also don't have Crimson Spirit on him, and I also don't have Demon Overlord yet. But 98,000 guys, total damage, total DPS is absolutely insane. So he is, without a doubt, I think, the second highest DPS unit in the entire game right now. Maybe third, okay? But the difference with him and Dragon Mage is he's so much easier to max upgrade. So as you guys can see right here, I max upgraded him before wave 20. I could have upgraded him or max upgraded him before like wave 18 if I was focusing on the actual game. So he's actually easy to upgrade to max, and he's just a very good unit overall. And on top of that, he's also a hybrid. Hybrid units right now doesn't really mean that much, because there's gonna be ground units in the next update, you know, borrowed units. So that means ground units are gonna be more important, or equally as important. So he's doing an insane amount of bleed. That's all I can say. This dude just does have that strong of an attack. Like, he's absolutely insane. That's gonna be it, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next update, in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. By the way, his cosmetic is also awesome. Okay, oh my god, like, look at that cosmetic, guys. Look at that. That is just awesome. This guy is just insane. I love this guy so much. 720,000 total damage. Where can you see that on a unit that's also as cheap as he is? Anyway, subscribe for a Chance King Almighty Secret unit giveaway on our Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.